Hi guys, welcome to the second annual 67 minutes of rhythm and rhymes. Once again, we have gathered as poets from different walks of life and from, different experiences with diversity in our crafts to come and celebrate, and commemorate Nelson Mandela's legacy through rhythm and rhymes. We have our poets in studio with us, ready to give us some of their work. I hope you're going to enjoy this one. As you all know, today is Nelson Mandela Day, but because, we can't go out there and do things outdoors due to this COVID situation that's with us and seems to be persistent, we thought the best way to do this is to gather, young poets to come and, share their craft with us. This is a way of trying to, expose poets out there, but also give them space to showcase their crafts and to also commemorate this day. I read a tweet, I think it was this week, and it was saying something along the lines that if a nation is not willing to listen to their poets, they'll be forced to listen to the hooligans. So basically, it was speaking about the whole situation. So it was something along those lines. And I found that quite interesting to say we have sort of numbed down the voice of poets. And it is poetry that should guide us, not only as a form of entertainment, but the prophecies that it carries, the analysis of society that it carries should, give us light. So yeah, I thought once again, let's go at this poetry session and ensure that, we have a good one. We are having this courtesy of Makhandeni, courtesy of Makhandeni events, courtesy of the Hustler's Mind, which is actually a bookstore where you can get books from self-published authors. We are having this courtesy of Helen Chalke Foundation, which is a foundation based in Melrose Arch, and they focus on education. So giving out students bursaries and different matters in the education space, particularly basic education. So yeah, guys, let's go and do this. Our first act is going to be Naledi, the creator. They are a very good poet. I met Naledi in 2018 at the National School of Government. Since then, we sort of have a connection through a friend called Pugiso, who actually invited both of us at the National School of Government. And they're a very good poet. So I hope you enjoy. I'm just about to bring her on screen. Um, I'm just about to bring her on screen and have a young conversation with her. Naledi the Create, how are you? How are you?
Hi, I'm good. It's actually Naledi Create. There's no there. There's
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, Naledi Create. Sorry,
Like that, yeah.
Naledi Create. Yeah. So tell us a bit about yourself, the kind of poet you are, and a little about what you think about this day, and why you chose to be part of this.
So yeah, as you said already, Naledi Create. I am a queer non-binary body. I think it's important to say that because yeah, I think it's important in a society that has so many binaries to be clear that I don't fit into that, and therefore my pronouns are they, them, as opposed to, I guess, she, her, he, him. And yeah, man, I think part of the reason why I decided to actually honor the invitation when I was speaking to Pogiso is like poetry. I guess to some extent sharing the sentiment of the tweet you read, which is to say, I think art and the artist's voice is what will save humanity.
Yeah.
If at all, this world should be saved. If anything, if the opposite, then it will help burn it down for the right reasons. So
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
showing up in such spaces and sharing perspective is important. And I guess like commemorating through art allows for us to challenge the days that are being celebrated, and maybe to say, I don't know why we are celebrating it. Can we question why we still are, and how do we show up and question certain things? So I think that really sums about why I decided to join you guys this year. Yeah, that's about it. I am a very cynical poet.
No, thanks.
You asked what type of poet I
Yeah,
am. I'm very cynical.
yeah, who happens to have bars? I know you got bars. I've had you recite, once, and I was blown away. And I think what you're saying is very profound. That it's high time as South Africans we started taking art seriously. And I mean, one other thing that people don't really speak about that much is that Nelson Mandela himself was a lover of art, particularly Quran music. He used to love that, but also art in a form of preserving our heritage. So I think there's no better way to actually, this is one of the best ways to celebrate the man. So I'm about to leave you so that you can give us what you have for us. I'm so excited about this. So yeah, the floor is going to be yours just about now. I apologize. We couldn't add a lot of graphics because, we've been having some technical issues. But one thing I can guarantee you is that you'll be able to hear each and every poet as they give us their items. So I'm about to remove myself. Naledi Create, the floor is yours.
So I'm going to be reading for everyone 3 poems. And I'm going to start with one that speaks into what I think our position is as the youth and where we are. Like I said, I'm a bit of a cynical writer. I actually wrote this piece a couple of weeks ago as a collaborative project with a voiceover artist that's amazing, Ubandile Abafana. So it's titled Nightmares. I hope you guys will enjoy it. So that's the first one. I wish I had the luxury of dreams, like the youth that supposedly fought for our freedom. But mine are nightmares. My peers are drug addicts, unemployed graduates, and jobless providers, fighting to stay alive. I wish I had the luxury to have hope to stay alive, but hope would stare me in the eyes and call my bluff. Because all my friends want to do is sleep. Staying awake reminds them that their nightmares are not only alive in their subconscious. I want to have the luxury of dreams, but all my youth has the energy for is the reality that the dreams come alive during the day. This here youth can't afford to dream. Freedom hasn't yet come. There's no evidence that dreams bear fruit, only that nightmares and reality are synonymous. So yeah, that's the first piece. It's called Nightmares. I'm going to read you guys a second one, which is, it doesn't have a title, but it speaks about my journey as a queer body, as someone that's non-binary, and that journey and what that journey has looked like. Yeah, so here goes. I've had to die so many times. I've dug a grave and taken off a skin so many times. I've buried so many selves. This queer body you see is resurrection after resurrection. It's Lazarus sick in the book of Luke, dying, waiting for Jesus to come, but he doesn't. It's Jesus battered and bruised, crucified on the cross, crying to the Father. This here queer body that you see is Jesus giving into death and then resurrecting. This queer body you see is the bush in Exodus, burning but not being consumed. This here body is Moses hoping their eyes were lying, because why is this fire that is queer not burning? This here body is a body that has buried itself over and over again, yet resurrected. I've had to bury myself many times. I've had to bury myself many times. I've had to bury myself many times, but each time I have dug the same grave, I've rolled over the stone and resurrected every single time. This queer body is a resurrection, walking, living, and breathing. Okay, so that's the second piece. It's still in the works. I feel like there's a lot more I can add onto it, and I think that's really what I enjoy about spoken word and the luxury it gives you. Every time you perform a piece, every time you recite a piece, it takes a shape of its own and it develops. So yeah, that was, I guess we're gonna call it I've buried myself many times. And then my third piece is also kind of titleless. Yeah, here goes. We grow up in homes with absent fathers. No, we grow up in homes with ghost fathers. They make their presence known, so you start getting familiar with their presence. When suddenly you realize they showed up only to torment you. You accept this ghost. You know it won't sexually harm you or physically hurt you. And so you forgive it and you move on. Then you start dating your father. He is younger and his politeness reminds you of one you longed for, but you never got from your father. He's a ghost too, this younger virgin. He's a ghost too, this younger virgin. He comes and goes and accuses you of having done things in his absence. So you accept him. You've always been good at accepting people and good at understanding why your father left. He has business to tend to. And because you are his offspring, beautiful, talented, of course you have the potential of misbehaving. Your father, your husband. You find yourself married to your father, your husband. Your father's always had the potential to be a great husband. He takes you on dates and buys you clothes you've never known lack since you've met this, your husband, your father. And so you choose to have babies with him. He's a good provider, this virgin of your father. You raise the kids together, but he's never been good at staying, this, your father. And so your kids grow up lacking nothing. Nothing at all but the love of their father's presence. They grow up with all the privilege in the world, but no memory of love. No memory of the spirituality of love. In between your longing for their father, for your father, I mean, in the hope for your father's love and their father's absence, they never really learn what a present love is. And so they too marry a ghost like your father. And they too maybe become your father. Or both. You sit there watching them grow, holding your breath, hoping they become neither you nor your father. So yeah, that's the third piece. that I'm going to share with you guys today. It's like, I guess, exploring the concept of what it looks like to have a presence, a present father, but an absent father, almost like how you would see or how we perceive ghosts. And yeah, so I wrote this a few months ago, and I thought I'd share it with you guys. I hope you enjoyed that. I think I'm going to share one last piece. It's really short, and then I'm going to hand the stage, the podium, back to Kefentse. It's called The Closet. And yeah, it explores a bit of contrasts or opposites in terms of being in the closet as a queer person, and what that feels like, what it looks like, and the good and the bad of all of that. So here it goes. Closet. It's dark in here, but there is a lot of light too, like the idea that nobody can project their darkness onto you. That feels like light. It's stuffy in here, but there's room to breathe too, like how I don't have to explain myself in this here closet to anyone. It's heavy in here, but there's a lot of hope too, like how I can just be myself, with myself, and no one else to explain or educate myself to. It's sad here, but there's a lot of laughter too. There's laughter about how light everything is, and how everything about getting out of this closet is but an illusion to reinforce that which society has decided is gender, sexuality. It's dark in here, but there's a lot of light in this here closet. So yeah, that's the last piece I am going to share, and I hope y'all enjoyed those pieces.
Oh, my mic was muted. I'm sorry. But yeah, man. Yeah, yo, those are dope poems. Really deep as well. Yeah, man. Thank you so much for being part of this. I think, you set the tone in such a way, you gave us a lot to think about, but you also gave us a lot to find courage. I can only imagine what it's like for another person who's viewing or who'd view this later as a queer person who's in the closet, right? So you just gave them courage to say, you can come out and we'll create a safe space for you. Fatherlessness. Oof, that one was deep. That one was deep. that one really caught me. But yeah, man, thank you for those bars. Much appreciated. Enjoy the rest of your Nelson Mandela Day. Look, we're trying to grow the space. You were trying to grow the space. I think it shouldn't be a Nelson Mandela Day thing only. Something that we should be able to sustain, because the reality is that COVID has had huge impact on the arts, and particularly on poetry. Poetry is something that has seemed to be dying out. So we need to bring it back. I hope we can sustain the space. But thank you so much for being part of that revolution. It's a step in the right direction. We'll keep it alive.
Yeah.
We'll search for more poets. We'll make sure that at least it's once a month or 1 2 months, but we need to keep the arts alive. And thank you so much for being part of, the step in that direction.
Definitely. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so
Most
much
welcome.
for having me.
So yeah, that was Naledi Create, and you had They Are So Dope. They are so dope. They gave us a lot to think about. So now I'm about to go to Aysha. Aysha, she'll tell you more about herself. I don't know if she subscribes to they and them as well. She didn't make that quite clearly, but we'll hear from her. So I'm about to add on the stream so that she can, give us some bars. Aysha, how are you doing? Let me unmute you. You're still muted. Let me unmute you. Yeah, now you're unmuted.
I'm good. I'm blessed. I'm awesome. How about you?
No, I'm well. A bit cold. A bit cold. It's a bit cold today. So yeah,
Yeah.
but nonetheless, I'm good. Welcome to 67 minutes of rhythm and rhymes. We are
Thank you.
commemorating Nelson Mandela and his legacy through rhythm and rhymes, courtesy of Makhandeni, courtesy of Makhandeni events, courtesy of the Hustler's Mind, as well as Helen Chauke Foundation. Tell us a bit about yourself. Tell us why you chose to be part of this, and what does this day mean to you?
My name is Aysha. I'm from Rustenburg. I am a spoken word artist. I love writing poetry. It got me through depression. So I feel like stepping outside my comfort zone helps other people. I try to be me because other people can't be themselves. So it's like being a voice for the voiceless, if that makes sense. So that's why I'm here to say what people want to say but are too afraid to say. Yeah, definitely.
No, that's dope. That's dope. A voice of people, a voice of the voiceless. Yeah, man, that's dope. And I mean, that's one of the things that Nelson Mandela stood for. Being able to give those who don't have a voice a voice. And I think you couldn't
Mhm.
have had a better person than you, or you're amongst the best people we could have. And yeah, tell us a bit about your Nelson Mandela Day and what does this day mean, and then I'll leave you to it so that you can give us those bars.
Uh, Nelson Mandela has fought for freedom. So that's one thing that we should be grateful for as South Africans. We have, okay, my ancestors, I'm a 2000 baby, so I can't say I've been through that. We, like, South Africans have been through so much hate and so much trouble that we don't see that there should be a specific day or at least a whole year to celebrate this kind of freedom. We know how to vote now. We don't have to carry around our IDs or passes, as they used to call it. So I like feeling a sense of freedom. I've never been through apartheid, so I can't say I relate to it, but I can at least put myself in other people's shoes. So I'm going to recite 3 poems. Yeah, my poems actually expose parts of me, but you'll understand it. The first one is titled Aysha. It goes like this. Hi, you probably don't know this already, but my name is Aysha. Well, can I start? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I sorry, I
I saw you
couldn't hear you
disappearing and I
properly. I think
thought,
there's
okay.
something about your network that I'm struggling to hear you. I don't know if it's on my side or it's you, but can you please just move around if you can so that we can hear you properly? And then I'll just let you, be
I'll
in
hold it.
this
Yeah.
alone. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I'm about to remove myself so that you can be alone and do your thing. As soon as you're alone, please go for it.
The first poem is titled Aysha. Hi, you probably don't know this already, but my name is Aysha. Well, it's more like Aysha Amogelang Ramatena Ngwana wa Bokone Bophirima, daughter of the soil, born and bred in the platinum city of Rustenburg. Black, Muslim, and it's not Muslim or Islam's, it's Muslim. Not that hard to say, or dangerous as the media portrays it to be. It is peaceful, my way of life. And I'm sick and tired of walking down the streets and being afraid that South African xenophobic attacks may one day lead to my demise. And as much as people say that there is no such thing as Islamophobia in the world, well, I'm sorry, but you won't understand that tidbit of information unless you're a victim to the hate yourself. So To the little colored girl in pre-primary school who told me that I am too black to be a Muslim, I wrote you a poem. Roses are red, violets are purple, people say they are blue, but the fact is, you are a damn racist and you utter nothing but bull feces too. And to everyone else that has made mockery of my faith, I have been taught to love and have patience. And if there is anything I know is that I can be whatever I want to be in this world, but I will never, ever be a terrorist. I am a spoken word artist, which is just a fancy way of saying that I enjoy telling stories. What I love about what I do is that no matter how scared I am, people still listen to me, they connect, they relate, and they are intrigued by my stories. Spoken word has made me unapologetic. It has taught me to voice my opinions without asking for permission, and to some extent, it has made me Aysha. It handed me my voice in a country whereby, depending on who you ask, I was too much of something and not enough of others. I was simultaneously too black or not black enough, too Muslim or not Muslim enough. I was weird, out of place, and not totally your average Kasi girl. But I found my place in all of that, and I have heard it all. That racism does not exist. That racism does not exist, but people don't hesitate to end their sentences with, "You're so articulate for a black girl." Well, I'm sorry, but that's not really a compliment. Having you find it hard that I can piece words together and construct a simple sentence is not a compliment. Telling me I am your favorite black person isn't a compliment. And to the gentleman, not a pickup line. No, you cannot touch my hair. No, you cannot feel my skin. Do not ask me to teach you how to twerk because I really do not how to. And no, you cannot tap that ass. When you mispronounce my name for the 10th time in a row, it does not tell me that you find other languages challenging. It just tells me that you find other languages inferior. My name is of Arabic origin, and it means well prosperous in life. It was handed down to me by my parents after a wonderful woman in the Holy Quran, Aysha radiallahu anha, was a genius. Everywhere was like a thesis. Look closely and you'll find a beautiful meaning, a reason behind my whole existence, and a revolution behind my middle name. So no, you cannot give me a nickname. My name is Aysha. 2 syllables. Clap it out if you want. My second poem is about who I am, my sexuality, and everything. This is like, I'm dedicating this one to my...
Aisha, to cut you. I'm sorry to cut you. I think I'm not sure if it's your network or mine, but
right.
we're just struggling to get you properly. Can I ask you for you to sort of find a nice spot where you can, get a better reception, and then do come back, and then you'll start from where you started, because it's really difficult to hear you. There are cracks in between, and I'm also watching on the live. It's also giving that feedback as well. So I'm just going to remove your bit so that you can find a better spot, and then you come back. I'll bring you in. I'm sorry for this. If it's my side, I do really apologize. We need to get those bars. We need those bars. We need that voice for the voiceless to be heard. So we have to give it a fair chance. So yeah, you can go out, find a better spot, and then come back in, and then I'll allow you in. Sorry guys about that. Aisha was giving us some bars, but we couldn't catch them. Guess it's because of network. So just ask her to, sort of go out a bit, and then she'll come back once she finds a better spot. So now I'm going to move to our next act. And her name is Shella Tobejane, while we wait for Ashley to come back. And Shella has a book. She'll tell us about the book. It's an anthology of poems. So I'm just about to let her in so that she can be with us. She's about to get in. Surely it will show now. It will show now. Hey Shella, are you there?
Yeah, okay. I can see.
There she is. Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yeah.
Hi, how you doing? Please tell us about yourself. Tell us about your book, and tell us why you chose to be part of this. And what does this day mean to you? I know you're watching Formula One, you know. So yeah, I'm sorry if I'm stealing you from Formula One because I know you're a huge fan of it. But yeah, just tell us about yourself, why you chose to be part of this, your book, and what does this day mean to you?
Well, about me, I'm just a regular girl next door, African girl, I guess. Nothing much about that. My book is titled Past Emotional Spectrum. I published it in February this year, and it's basically a collection of poems based on my experience as a young female in the country. So it's mainly about me, societal issues, and you know what kind of is like to be female, young, and varsity in South Africa, if one might put it in that context. Oh, and in terms of Mandela Day, I feel like it's the day where we come together to commemorate this whole um, day because of the freedom that we have and the privileges that we now have that other people do not, and then we share those spaces together. I think that's what Mandela Day does mean to me in particular. And this me coming for the 67 rhythm and rhymes is just me sharing my time with other people who might enjoy similar things as me. You know, I think that this is the space.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's dope. I struggled to catch you a bit somewhere. I don't know if it's on my side or what, but yeah, I caught most of what you're saying. So I'm going to leave you to it. Yeah, so I'm going to leave you to it. I'm going to remove myself, so you'll be sharing the screen all alone. And once that happens, you can go ahead and give us those bars, so that you can go back to Formula One. you know, yeah, I'm trying to be sensitive to the fact that you said you're watching Formula One. So yeah, let me just myself, and then you can go ahead. I hope that you'll be audible because there was just some cracks in between. I don't know if it's me.
No, it's you.
Um,
You could hear Aisha, but you're the one who said there
oh,
was a breaking.
oh, okay, cool. I'll just sort that out now. For as long as you're audible, let me remove myself. I'll sort it out in a minute.
Okay. Hi guys. As you heard, I'm Shella and I'm just gonna recite two poems for you today from my book, A Contrast Emotional Spectrum. And the first one is titled Black Body, and it goes like this. I've seen you smile way too many times not to believe in magic. It's like not believing in miracles whilst your mere existence is all the proof that I need. I have seen fairies dance on your head and heard you call your hair unruly. And I have written about you way too many times to still be writing about you. I'm afraid I might be coming up as rather in an unattractive manner, but I can't help myself. I can't help myself but stare my way to your admiration. See, they can't help it too, but look when I am with you. Perhaps your absence of color is the reason for their present stares. They too can't help but crave the smell of raw coffee in the morning. Oh, how I wish I could have it every day just to wake me up. I too would be jealous because your presence on me says I have lost all there is to live for, but I am still here. It draws sympathetic stares and sorrowful ones towards me, black like the coal that you are, not strong enough or shiny enough to be diamond and considered precious or rare. No, but resourceful enough to keep me warm during the coldest nights in winter, keep the lights up, give me my daily bread. Like the black rose, very hard to find. Few ever get to see you. How blessed are those that get to be touched by you, or even just get a whiff of your scent. Confusion, I understand. I am talking about you. I am talking about you, sun-kissed, melanin-rich, raw coffee, fine coal. I'm talking about your black body. That was the first poem, and it's basically just praising the blackness that we are as black people, our color, our culture, and everything that we basically, resonate into this world that is beautiful about us. And the second poem that I'm gonna recite for you guys, it's called "It Feels Like Home," and it goes a little bit like this. When happiness is no longer an exciting thrill in your life, when it has found a place in your heart to stay, it feels like home. Often at times we rejoice, we are scared, too overwhelmed at the sight of happiness, because it is something we know way too well but none at all. It usually comes in those shades of that lover I went to the moon with but can't come out at night anymore because the void they left inside of me is as big as that moon at night. The parent whom I love so much but death visited too early. See, it comes in the shades of the ending that left me shattered and broken. So when happiness finds its way through, just long enough for me to open up, be overly comfortable, and forget that there was a point where it wasn't there, it feels like home. And that's it. Thank you for giving me the space to recite on 7 minutes of rhythm and rhymes.
Hi, Shella. Yeah, guys, I'm really sorry. I think my network is really not working with me today. I don't know why. I can't seem I can't seem to find out what is the problem on my side.
Yeah,
But yeah,
even
I'm sure
the forum is on your side,
on
so I think
the
it's.
live people can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, on the live people can surely hear you. I'm just the one struggling. So I'm trying to move to my phone. So yeah, I'll just work on it now. But yeah, I think
Yeah, I think Curry is
yeah, hi guys.
creating.
I really apologize for these network problems. I hope that Shella, I didn't cut you and you on because I'm just trying to transition to my phone here. Hopefully it'll work better because on the computer it's not working with me. But I hope I didn't cut you. But one thing I can guarantee is that people on the live can hear you. So yeah, thank you so much for those bars. I couldn't hear them, much of them. So I just want to switch so that yeah, I can be able to hear you guys properly. So yeah, but thank you so much, Shella, for joining us. Now I'm about to bring in Aysha again so that she can go again and be with us. I hope this thing will work with me eventually. I really apologize for this because everything seems fine on me, but I don't know what's wrong. Let me try to bring back Aysha. Hey, Aysha. Aysha, can you hear me? Hey, Aysha, can you hear me? Oh shit, this is bad. This is bad. Aysha, can you hear me? Oh shit. Started off fine. What happened? Okay. Aysha, can you hear me? Please unmute yourself. My network is poor, guys. Okay, let's do
All right.
this.
My mic was muted as please. Sorry for that.
Guys, please bear with me. I really do apologize for this. Okay, cool. I just want to use my phone now. I hope it gets better. I hope you can hear me now. Because yeah,
I can hear you very well.
Yeah, because this thing was not working with me. So yeah, I really apologize for that. I hope Shella was done by the time I stopped her, because I stopped to her.
She said she was done.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Now we can continue. Oh shit. Whew, I was panicking. I was in panic mode there for a while. Because yeah, even my phone was not working with me for a while. But I'm glad we're back now. So yeah, Aysha, it's your turn to continue where you left off. Actually, start the whole piece again so that we can get it. To our viewers, I really apologize for the technical issues. This thing of technology sometimes, and witchcraft. Sometimes on blow. But yeah, Aysha, you can go ahead. Let me just remove myself, and then you can do your thing.
All right. The first poem is titled Aysha, and I am going to recite 3 poems. So yeah. Hi. You probably don't know this already, but my name is Aysha. Well, it's more like Aysha Amkhalang Ramatena Ngwana Wabukoni Bupirima, daughter of the soil, born and bred in the platinum city of Rustenburg. Black, Muslim, and it's not Muslim or Islam's, it's Muslim. Not that hard to say, or dangerous as the media portrays it to be. It is peaceful, my way of life. And I'm sick and tired of walking down the streets and being afraid that South Africa's xenophobic attacks may one day lead to my demise. And as much as people say that there's no such thing as Islamophobia in the world, well, you won't understand that tidbit of information unless you're a victim to the hate yourself. So to the little colored girl in pre-primary school who said I am too black to be a Muslim, I wrote you a poem. Roses are red, violets are purple. People say they are blue, but the fact is, you are a damn racist and you utter nothing but bull feces too. And to everyone else that has made mockery of my faith, I have been taught to love and have patience. And if there's anything I know is that I can be whatever I want to be in this world, but I will never, ever be a terrorist. I am a spoken word artist, which is just a fancy way of saying that I enjoy telling stories. What I love about what I do is that no matter how scared I am, people still listen to me. They connect, they relate, and they are intrigued by my stories. Spoken word has made me unapologetic. It has taught me to voice my opinions without asking for permission, and to some extent, it has made me Aysha. It handed me my voice in a country whereby, depending on who you ask, I was too much of something and not enough of others. I was simultaneously too black or not black enough, too Muslim or not Muslim enough. I was weird, out of place, and not totally your average Kasi girl. But I found my place in all of that. I found my place in all of that, and I've heard it all. That racism does not exist, but people don't hesitate to end their sentences with, "You're so articulate for a black girl." Well, I'm sorry, but that's not really a compliment. Having you find it hard that I can piece words together and construct a simple sentence is not a compliment. Telling me I'm your favorite black person isn't a compliment. And to the gentleman, not a pickup line. No, you cannot touch my hair. No, you cannot feel my skin. No, you cannot tap that ass. Do not ask me to teach you how to twerk because I really do not know how to. When you mispronounce my name for the 10th time in a row, it does not tell me that you find other languages challenging. It just tells me that you find other languages inferior. My name is of Arabic origin and it means well prosperous in life. It was handed down to me by my parents after a wonderful woman in the Holy Quran. Aisha radiallahu ta'an was a genius. Everywhere was like a thesis. Look closely and you'll find a beautiful meaning, a reason behind my whole existence, and a revolution behind my middle name. So no, you cannot give me a nickname. My name is Aisha. 2 syllables. Clap it out if you want. I would like to apologize for the noise in the background. It's my nephew. He wants me to pick him up, but I'll continue. The second poem is dedicated to my girl, Bogiso, who hooked me up with this platform. And thank you so much at Makhandeni events for the platform. It's about my sexuality, by the way. The first time I uttered a prayer crying was in my bedroom at night, where I knew very well that no one could hear me. I just had to communicate with my maker. It was a plea to be happy. It was an attempt to feel like everyone else and to be accepted. I asked God to fix me. As if I was even broken. I did not know then that I was a blessing. My mother told me of the miracle that I am and said I can grow up to be whatever I wanted to be. So I decided to be a boy. It was cute. Playing soccer with the boys in my street, fell off trees. I was it. Had all the girls in my face. Like a king, I was cool. The alpha female for self, as some would say. A mystery to other kids, I was a warrior. Preferred Batman over Barbie, stuck between labels of awkward boy and apologetic girl. And when I turned 10, the boy phase wasn't deemed cute anymore. My father feared that I would turn gay. Not knowing that gay is another word for happy, he had a problem with my friends. Didn't want me to wear boys' school shoes, and honestly, I hated girls' school shoes, and I still do to this day. I wasn't even allowed to cut my hair, but I got used to it. Naturally, I did not come out of the closet because I was never in it. The label tomboy was engraved on my tombstone before my pride died. My personality had nothing to do with me hating my body. I just loved it enough not to let it define me. I treated it like a house. And when your house is falling apart, you do not evacuate. You give it a sense of comfortability. Some fear that my gender expression is a trick, but I have always known everything about my sexuality. Because as much as I find girls attractive, I'm actually attracted to guys. Like a Penflex ruler, I am straight. So straight that when I was 14, I wrote a crush to this other boy and I titled it This Guy. So here's the letter, in case you may hear it. Dear Crush, I know this may sound weird, but I have known you since the day I met you. You make my world spin around. And I don't mean to sound cheesy, but damn, you make cheesy sound like a new language. A language so exotic that my mouth can't help but utter and spit it out. I've been stalking you. Well, stalking sounds like a crime. We just call it data analysis, a proper investigation. I started, or in an instant, I got your name. So I started Facebook creeping you like crazy. So I kind of feel like I know you. And honestly, I can say that you are an amazing, fantabulous piece of art. So boy, I want to marry you. and name our kids fun names like Violet and Scarlet. Oh my gosh, you make my world go around. I just don't understand how one human being can make me feel numb, but you can. Your capability of making me look up to you because of your height still amazes me. But I think I love you, like my cousins love olives. It's weird, I know, but take me with you. Sincerely yours, your crushie. Just bear in mind that he never got the letter, but at least this time around I did not express myself through my clothes, but my writing instead. The last poem is about all the things I watch on TV. My family complains that I watch too many documentaries about slavery and apartheid, and they just complain. So I decided to just put myself in the shoes of the people I read about and also see on TV, and through these documentaries, what I learn and everything. And I made it like a short piece. Hi, I know you don't know me, and at this point in time, my name won't matter, but I want to give you a piece of my mind. A piece from my mind, but not peace of mind because I already gave you peace. And you decided to leave me in pieces. I was left to pick up the pieces of pain that pierced parts of my soul that were at peace. I had to piece myself together like a puzzle. You left us with no fathers. You took education from our mothers. You forced your way into our garments. You knew that you were not welcome here. You knew that you were unwanted. You knew that you were trespassing. Yet you saw the right of admission reserved sign and decided not to care because that's who you are. You toyed with our intelligence and we decided to look away. We surrendered our freedom and gave you respect, but you never respected us. You made us feel worthless because of our darkness, made us restless, taking our land and leaving us homeless and hopeless, knowing very well that we are sinless. You were never shameless. In fact, you thought that you were greatness, but you are not timeless like our Lord who shows us righteousness. You enslaved us. You gave us burdens to carry and had the audacity to tell us, cast your burdens unto your Lord as if we will worship you. You befriended us, to know us, to see us in an attempt to use us and screw us. You do this to us and make us insane and preach in Jesus' name as if Jesus would do the same. We became martyrs in our own state. And in my current state of mind, I came to the realization that because of you, there is no free state or free minds. Mine is to be kind enough to let our minds run wild, but you won't. So I will just mind your business because you made it your mission to mind mine, and I will not apologize for speaking my mind. The white boy was never your friend, they said, but I fell in love with one. But I fell in love with one. But I fell in love with one, a notepad upon whom I drown my deepest sorrows and lie all my secrets in. Thank you for listening. Thank you for the time, the platform.
Hey, hey,
Thank you
hey,
so
hey,
much.
hey. Thank you so much for those bars. Finally, we caught them. Finally, we caught them. Yo, man, you brought game. You brought game. You brought game. I'm in my chair. You know, I'm wanting to snap. I'm wanting to scream. I'm wanting to do all things. Yeah, I just thank you so much for dropping those bars. Yeah,
Thank you
man.
too for the
Oh,
platform.
oof, oof. You're fire. You're fire. And yeah, once again, we really apologize for the technical issues. Um, but now we're sorted. I'm on my phone right now. You know, I'm doing the technical stuff on my computer, but I'm on my phone and I can see everything is running smooth out here. It was really my PC that was giving us a problem, but now we're good. So thank you so much, Aisha. Enjoy the rest of your Nelson Mandela Day. And yeah,
The
I
pleasure's
plan
mine.
to, I really plan to keep this, space alive, So you're part of something great, you're part of a journey that begins with a journey of 1,000 miles that begins with a single step. You're part of that single step. And please, if you know of other poets, holla at me. Let's keep the space alive because really, that's
Definitely.
what we're trying to do. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to keep it alive because we have to bring the the art back. As Naledi was saying, that it is through the arts that society can be guided. So that's actually
True.
what we're trying to do here. So yeah, thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your day.
Enjoy yours as well.
Thanks, man. Yeah, that was Aisha. You had those bars. I hope you caught them. She was really, really dope. So now I'm going to move to my next act, and her name is Miriam. And then I can see Slim T, the lunatic, is also in the studio. We'll be hearing from him very soon. But now I'm just about to go to Miriam so that he can give us what he's got. Uh, yeah, Miriam, please do switch on your camera and mute yourself. Welcome to the space. Tell us about yourself and why you are here, Nelson Mandela Day. And yeah, we'll let you do your thing.
Oh, hi everyone. My name is Marriam Mokhari. I'm doing arts at State Theatre and I love writing and reciting poems. How do I feel about this day? This is the day where we get to celebrate the freedom that Nelson Mandela has fought for us. And after what is happening in the world, this is where we get to be positive from all the negativity of looting and stuff. And this is where we get to share each other's energy. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's very positive, especially after the looting that we've seen. I think it's really a good space to debrief and be able to recollect ourselves, share positive energies, and do believe in the ideals that Nelson Mandela stood for, that we can sustain them and continue sharing them with others. So yeah, let me leave you to the space. You do your thing. I'll be listening in the background.
Okay. So this poem is all about the looting thing. This is where like I get to be the voice of our country. Yeah. So it goes like this. What has become of our world? Void is filled with brutality. My mind pulls a stand on me. It made me see all this as normalcy. Nothing enchants my soul. I see my world shrink and gets washed away as a castle built on sand. Those with a dime regard this as an opportunity to have divine. As we dwell much on it, counts our economy striving to my heartbreak. I will withhold hunger. I see my country's hard end, freedom sag into pits. As they ban what feeds them, I see my country's flag turn into ashes. What? What has become of our world? Foreboding has become our constant king. I want to sing a prayer for my countrymen, the sin of those who sold us, now hands and ghouls in our stomach. The world slowly and slowly loses its form. What kind of a seed was planted that we only harvest on sorrow and bitterness? Our world is overwhelmed and stabbed with a dagger of old. Those dark days now fill our sun, no glaze shines on rays. Even the paler skin no longer speaks on my behalf. I read, they fought tooth and nail for the freedom of dark ones. The same dark ones are now ensoughing blacks. The ancient forefathers would say the world is scorching. The remnants is now of value. If you don't have, you ash with it. Those in camouflage sent by that emperor brutally maltreats them. The world is a painful place to live in. It is no longer a beautiful place. It is scary die ground. When my beloved Paramount offers me a cup of chamomile, I see then becomes restless and worked up. She knows my spirit, fumes anger and fear. My tomorrow seems vivid. The world is caused of a deadly infection. Those on hospital payroll now are weary that they tried. Our Father who art in heaven, as present as your descendants, we gasp as we see the evolution of our world. We think it's the red that shines the prayer of my prayerful grandmother. We look down on earth, all we see is holes of graves that we walk toward. Tetelela izono zethu. The overwhelm had caused an infernal pain to your nation. We call upon the icons of struggle. Tata Madiba, Oliver Tambo, Ahmed Karada, Oh Madikizela, Helen Joseph, Andrew Malangeni, Gauda Makoro, Sadiq Isaacs, Walter Sisulu, to see the democracy they fought for turn into opportunities to default in humanity. When peace occupies our heart into dust, we shall pant with love, and the world shall fight for itself. Thank you so much. Isaac, I'm done. Thank you for having me.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for those bars. Indeed, we cannot help but, call upon the strength from, our struggle icons, Otata Nelson Mandela, Tata Oliver Tambo, Indrum Langeni, and the likes. So thank you so much for that piece and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you.
We really appreciate what you gave us. So let's move on. Yeah, guys, that was Marriam, and he gave us a very beautiful poem that sums up what we're going through. I think when we look at these incidences, we cannot help but, find ourselves in a state of discomfort, find ourselves in a state of anger. It's really sad to see what's going on. But however, it is through, such spaces where we can debrief, where we can vent, where we can guide, where we can share positive energies that will allow us to overcome this challenging time. So the next poet that I have, you have seen it has been, largely females that have been giving us their poems, but not all females. You had people who don't conform to gender binaries, such as Naledi Create. So we're about to get a male poet, and he goes by the name of T the LOONEY TiC. Just about to add him. Once again, I really apologize for the technical issues, but we wouldn't allow anything to stop this. We wouldn't allow witchcraft, we wouldn't allow any network issues, any of that to stop us. And this is courtesy of Makhandeni Events, the Hustler's Mind, as well as Helen Chalker Foundation. And thank you so much for joining us. So I'm about to call in T the LOONEY TiC. T the LOONEY TiC. Oh, nigga rocks up with blue hair. You want some Super Saiyan blue, boy. Let me unmute you. I can't hear you. Please check your mic. I can't hear you. I can see you speaking, but yeah, your mic is not sending through any sound.
How about now?
Yes. Now I can hear you loud and clear. Yeah, man. Thank you so much for making the time to join us. This is 67 minutes of rhythm and rhymes. We're commemorating Nelson Mandela and his legacy through rhythm and rhymes. Yeah. And as you have seen, we had some dope poets, giving us their items. And now it's time for Slim T, the lunatic. And yeah, man, please tell us about yourself, why you chose to be part of this space, and what does Nelson Mandela Day mean to you?
Yo, first of all, thank you, man, for having me. Like, it's an honor, it's an everything. It's a pleasure, and I'm glad to be here. My name is T Mokhari, aka Slim T the LOONEY TiC, and I'm an artist. I do poetry and I do rap. So yeah, and now
Yeah, uh, just on the record, right? These Mkharis were not related, just for the record, so that you think, or this is a family affair. It's not a family affair. Yeah, we just happen to share the same surname, and share the love for poetry, So yeah, but we're not related in any way. Well, we are related because we are Africans and we're children of Nelson Mandela. But besides that, we're not, relatives or family, but we just happen to share the same surname and the same love for poetry. So yeah,
yo,
man, I'm
so
going to leave you. I'm going
uh,
to leave you.
I'm gonna. I,
Um,
wa- I, wa- I, wa- I, wa- I want to add on that. I wanted to say, as long as you are Oringwenya Shlomani, then we are
yeah,
related.
yeah. Yeah, ingwenya isilumane ngwana
We are
mamfumane lokuthi
related.
ngena mateni nyoka isiteka isipenyula.
Shigumi shikulu shakandlweni bona yena bona.
Yeah, man. Let me leave you so that you can give us your piece. And thank you so much, man, for being with us. I'm going to remove myself so that you can be the one that is taking over the floor.
Thank you. This piece, it's a lyrical piece. I wasn't fully prepared because I just found out about this event today and I had to make something. So this is titled Free, and it goes like this. You can excuse me the way I'm gonna go about it. I wanted to go a little bit slow so that you can hear the words, but the tempo of this rap I wrote was a bit faster. So this is it. All of my dogs on the leash, yeah. Set them free. Black is beauty is what I mean, yeah. Set them free. Bitch, I'm blaming the system, yeah. Set us free. MT promises for votes, yeah. ANC. Now I'm taking it upon myself to set my people free. I'm talking mentally. Call me Steve Biko, zone on to Malcolm X, pitch Mr. King. Black self-awareness is key to black excellency. I still go down on my knees, praying to God that I get more than cheese, like happiness in a big family. Bro to the slumber just to be a beast, be a dream, but the best I can be, that's for real. I believe I have everything I need. The often confuse the line with what I want. Soon as I get it, I say I'ma leave. Yeah, nigga, heesh. All of my dogs on the leash, yeah. Set them free. Black is beauty is what I mean, yeah. Set them free. Bitch, I blame the system, yeah. Set us free. Empty promises for votes, yeah. ANC. When you're with me, just keep it 150. Step up to me if you're ready for this. If we ain't, what are you doing? I ain't got time to play such games. Rather pull up alone, throwing fake friends. Rather be free like Malcolm X. My people are mentally incarcerated. It's time to follow the ideas of being cool than to be boxed in a kafir state. Like the Zuma looting puppets and the puppets in parliament. Ask yourself this question. If our leaders are the puppets, who on earth is controlling them? Just that's my piece free. And if you guys do not mind, I would like to do the second piece if we still have time. This one is called Sad, and it expresses how the state, not just the current affairs, but everything that has been going on in South Africa so far. I'm talking about gender-based violence. I'm talking about all the youths out there, like those people who feel like they're not empowered, those who feel weak. This is for them, and this is just my perspective on how the world is changing. And yeah, goes something like this. I hope that you get it. My days are gonna end in Armageddon. Cause men that be stepping on women and children. Lefatshe le tletse ka badira They're losing the virginity age of 13. This world is wretched, we're gonna die burning. Now with these bitches, you just cannot smash with the pain them. That is why we call prostitution. You bring the topic up, they just deny it. It's all about man, it's not about virtue, just no obedience amongst the people, pray and pretend to fool one another, hating each other to impress the chief, the white man, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Is this what it means to be a black man in this continent? Then we need patriots, we need Steve Biko back, we need black excellence, we need a pride back, we need black consciousness, we're moving forward. We should be moving together to prosper, helping each other by building another. We should be helping and not taking pictures. Power and freedom, kids of today have it, but they don't know how to harness it. Power. We no longer lend a hand, we take pictures now. I see a lot of kids dying from this no-pay drug. Teenage pregnancy, rising like self-rising flower. GBVs on top of the charts like we ain't human. And I say it again. We no longer lend a hand, we take pictures now. I see a lot of kids dying from this no-pay drug. Teenage pregnancy, rising like self-rising flower. GBVs on top of the charts like we ain't human. Stop gender-based violence. To the youths out there, I pray for you guys, and I wish that you could find the strength to empower, to find the power of your mind. And like Biko said, we need to liberate our minds. The strongest weapon of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressed. And there's no better way or better time for you guys to step up than now. You need to step up out of your comfort zone. Do what you gotta do. Step into that zone where you're free. Liberate yourselves. Don't wait for someone else. Be free and happy Mandela Day. Yeah, that's my piece. Slim T the LOONEY TiC. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Thanks for those bars. I mean, you guys had it for yourself. That was Slim T the LOONEY TiC. I mean, it's very concerning. You know, it means that we're in a very difficult state. You know, because you're expressing some real raw shit there. You know, that I think expresses the anger you have. You know, and I think it's a call upon our leaders to actually, you know, start doing better because they're putting us back. You know, so thank you so much for sharing those raw. You
It's my
know,
pleasure. Pleasure's
yeah,
all
man,
mine.
those
Thank
raw
you.
bars the way you did. So yeah, thank you so much, man. Enjoy the rest of your day. So yeah, guys, yeah, man, I can't thank you enough. Those are our poets. We're way ahead of 67 minutes. Um, yeah, and we got those bars. I apologize once again for the technical issues that we had. You know, sometimes witchcraft tries to stop us, but we are unstoppable, man. We're unstoppable. We did it. Those are our poets. So yeah, this was courtesy of Makhandeni, courtesy of Makhandeni events, courtesy of the Hustlers Mind, courtesy of you know, Helen Chalke Foundation. You can search for Slim T the LOONEY TiC's music by going to Google and searching for Slim T the LOONEY TiC. I'll share a link to Shella's book on our Facebook page where you can order the book. It's a great anthology of poems. I'm sure you had from the poems that she shared. I'll also ask the other poets to also share with us the links to their work so that you can get it. And yeah, man, as I said, we're trying to build the space and try to keep it alive. We'll just keep you updated because it can't be an annual thing. I think we should try to work as hard as we can to make it maybe a monthly thing or every 2 months thing. And we'll build from there because poetry is dying out, you know, and it's very sad. It's very sad. So before signing out, I'm just going to give you a little bit of something I'll be reading. So please bear with me because it has been a while. So this piece, I think, it's very relevant. It's very relevant, and it speaks to, you know, the kind of person Nelson Mandela was, and the kind of great life that he lived. So it's a young piece that I wrote back in 2015, I think. Yeah, it says it was published in 2015 on the 26th of April. It goes a little bit something like this. I hope I still got it. It's been a while, you know. It goes, in a nice It goes, in an asylum of utter silence and the ticking hands of time, I was awakened to the reality that in fact I myself am the only existing hand of time. I am the time I traveled through. It is not chasing me, I am not chasing it, but we are synchronized in a pace that I decide. I reside and preside over time in my own might. I command and order around time and it abides by my directive. I use and misuse time and it never complains, for it has made peace with the underlying truth that I am the master and it is my slave. I choose whatever I want to do with it. It obediently allows me without question or doubt, like a soldier who has pledged his allegiance to the emperor. I am God and time is my worshipper. Time is my personal journalist. It follows me around, capturing and writing every tiny bit of my deeds as it unfolds. Time is a historian that has nothing to say about itself but everything to say about me. It is time that will read the obituary at my funeral just before it kisses me goodbye for good. Life is nothing else but the realization of time. Time governs the existence of life as much as it allows life to rule over it throughout its existence. So live your life in a way that time would be proud to capture and display it for eternity. Live your life in a way that time would be proud to capture and display it for eternity, in a way that it shall walk tall to the podium and tell your great grandchildren tales of its great master whom it is proud to have served. It shall teach others the meaning of life through the experience it has shared with you. Live your life fully through time, and it shall gladly capture that for ages and ages. So basically, the piece speaks about the importance of time, but also the importance of life and how you should live your life. And I think today we're speaking about Nelson Mandela. After 8 years, he has passed on, if my count is correct, because he dared to live his life in a meaning way that time was proud to capture. So this is me signing out and saying, let's live our lives in an exemplary manner, in a way that time will feel proud to capture it as a historian, in a way that time will be able to stand proud on the podium and teach others about the kind of characters, qualities, and lessons that we dare to share and embody in our existence. So in saying that, I'm signing out. This is 67 minutes of rhythm and rhymes, commemorating Nelson Mandela's legacy through rhythm and rhymes. Thank you so much to all the poets that shared their pieces with us. Thank you so much for the viewers who viewed this thing. The video will be on our Facebook page, Makhandeni. You can check it out even after we sign out. And have a blessed, happy Nelson Mandela Day. Thank you so much for being part of this. I'm out.